Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing fantastic. It's Teshua Jogona here on Teshua Jogona Vlogs. How are you keeping on? Are you safe? Yeah? Are you continuing to be kind? Guys, it's been a while, but I'm back. The last content we did, it was about all the nice stuff that make UK to be UK, and also the reason why you should choose UK over other countries, and also what makes it feel like, homely or home, the juicy part, the best part. But I did guarantee you, and I said, you know what, it's only fair if I came here and gave you the other side of the story. I do understand that I missed a few bits of the first of the juicy part, yeah. But again, you know what, we are always here and we have time and we are gonna revisit. But today we are going to focus on the truth, the untold about the UK. Do you want to know? Do you want to learn? Disclaimer: this is my own personal experience, and people's experience might differ, but not very different, because at the end of the day, if it's about healthcare, if you're in the UK, you're receiving the same healthcare that I am, or I should be receiving. If it's education, it's more or less the same thing. If it's work, the guidelines are more or less the same. So, but with my own personal experience and probably from people that are close to me, what I've seen them go through, then I'm here to bisect, trisect, middlesect, and all those things, so that you are in position to make the right judgment. You're in position to be able to know if it's right for you to move from your country and come to the UK. And also, you might not be coming to the UK permanently or relocating permanently, but when you come as a visitor or to visit, what are you expecting? How are you expected to behave? Guys, stick around. This is gonna be messy. Yes, real work, real business. Okay? I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Check down below. If you are still on red, then you haven't subscribed. Subscribe, and then let's continue. Kariboni, you are welcome. Get a seat. Let's start working. Let's start the business. So, remember the last time we spoke, the things that we spoke about, and I might add a little bit on other factors, but the things that we spoke about, we are going now to check the other side of them. The same if it's education, but what is the downfall? Yes, UK has a good education, but what is the downfall? Yeah, that is how we are going to do it. Pros, cons, advantage, disadvantages. Yes. Okay. Let's start with yeah. Work. Employment. So guys, we did talk about a good system. UK has a good system that there's guidelines and there's minimum wage. So that means no matter what the kind of job you're doing, then you should be able to be paid fairly. Yeah? And the money you are paid should be able to sustain you. Right? But again, this is the thing. It is, UK, United Kingdom is divided. Of course, we have Scotland, we have Ireland, and so on and so forth, yeah? So that means some places, even in England, I'm in England, but you find some places are expensive, very expensive than other places, yeah? So where I live is considered, I wouldn't say like very expensive, but it's an expensive place. Yeah, where I live. But again, we have London, which is 1 hour away from where I live, and London is expensive than where I live. Yeah. And then I have seen some other people, we have counties. So I'm in Wiltshire. Yeah. So you can be in the same county, again, same county, but the cost of living is different. So where I live, if I drive, there's a place, I won't mention the name because of so many reasons, but there's a place, if I drive 1 hour from here, again, that place, I found out that people are opting to buy homes to that area because that area, the homes are cheaper compared to where I am currently. But mind you, it's only 1 hour difference. Yeah. And the same thing applies if I drive to London. It's 1 hour from where I am, but London, I can never even in my thoughts imagine living there. One, because London is expensive. Two, because London cannot offer me the kind of lifestyle I like living. I like living ushago. I like living in the country. London is busy and we are all different. Some people like it busy. Some people just like it quiet. I don't mind working in a busy environment, but I do mind living in a busy environment. Yeah, so that's how it is. So the cost of living down there in London, it's expensive. But the same distance, if I drive from here to 1 hour from here to that place I'm saying, compared to here, okay, the cost of living is a bit cheaper. Yeah, so that is another thing about UK. So you are in the UK, but all of you, the cost of living is very, very, very different. And that's why it's important, if you're in Kenya or if you're in Africa or you are anywhere in the world and you want to relocate here, please check the counties or in UK or the place in UK that you're going to live. Because again, other kingdoms, like if you go to Scotland might have different guidelines compared to England. And you might find Scotland is a bit cheaper than some places in England or England. But I would say that is one factor. Another factor still in employment. You will find that no matter where you come from, even if you come with your degrees or whatever you come with, as long as you did not do your degree, mostly in European countries, if you did your degrees there, like in, you know what I mean, like in Africa or something, you will find that you might have to start down. And if your degree or the level of education you have is recognized here, like for example, like nursing is recognized here, you will still have to do things that they call OSCEs, and that's why you're finding you did your nursing with in English, but you have to prove you can speak English. Yeah. And then when you come here, when you get here, it's not yet done. They will have to teach you, yeah, how they want you to work for them. Yeah, so you will find like you are relearning again, and then you still have to go and do OSCEs and blah blah blah. If you are an IT guru or whatever you do, whichever country you are in, you might be, yes, when you're kusema, or you're the one that says in that camp, but you come here and you find that you will feel like you're being put down or being degraded because they might not consider much of what you know. Yeah, it will take time for you to come out and show that this is who I am. That is the employment bit of it. Yeah, so it's not easy. Even if you're coming in career wise, it's not easy for you to come from another country and then come here and start working. This reminds me, I came across a lady. The country she came from is somewhere in North America or something, and she was a midwife. But by the time she came to the UK, her qualifications or her whatever it was could not be transferred or were not recognized in the UK. So she ended up working as a carer, even though a senior carer. But you could tell like there's something about her is very different. And then she will tell you her story. She'll be like, I'm a midwife. Back home, I'm a midwife, qualified midwife. Mind you, by that time, when they cannot consider her being a midwife, working as a midwife here, UK was still struggling with all healthcare practitioners, yeah? So it's not just the other day, it's years, even before COVID. So they were still struggling, but still they could not take her as a midwife. So she had to start low. And what did she do? She had to become a carer, a senior carer. But now she owns her own care company. Yes. So you can see how it works. Yes, you might have to work down, but if you're working hard, smart, and using this, you will get where you want to be. Yeah. So people might not see what you are or what you're qualified in, but you can still make it at the top. But that is the education, that is the employment about the UK. Also, yes, you're being paid. And if there's one, I don't want to compare, but if there's one country that nurses are paid and not even nurses, even the health care assistants, they are paid quite. It's not. I wouldn't say the amount they're paid is fair. The job is demanding. And that's one of the reasons why you might find like healthcare sector struggles a lot, because I'll be fair, say I can say that the money is not enough. It's not enough, because you find you're a carer and you're being paid £10, £11, but at the same time, considering what you do, what your job involves, but at the same time, you'll find someone who is, of course, cleaning is a good job. Of course, putting stocks or replenishing shelves in shops is a good job, but they're being paid the same amount or better than you. But the job that you're doing is quite demanding, and that job is demanding from here, mentally, physically, everything. It's demand. And mind you, at the top of it, mostly if you're a nurse, you have taken a loan to do your nursing. Yeah, you finish your nursing and you're only paid probably £2 extra or £3 extra compared to your healthcare assistant. Yeah, that's how it is. So I would say, if you are planning to, if you're working around care and blah blah blah, I wouldn't say it's a lot of money, but there is money out there. It's only like that if you're working with government institutions. But if you're working with agencies or working out there, then the case is different. And that's why there is a competition about it. But that's a story for another day. So I would like to say that's more or less about employment. I hope I've made sense of, or you've picked one or two, three things there. And then we are going to go straight onto a health system. The health system, I said, of course, is good. But one thing you have to put in mind is that if you are relocating here or you're coming to visit, so if you're a visitor, there is only a limit what they can do for you. And what they can do for you as a visitor, you can see a normal GP, a general practitioner, who can in turn check your blood pressure, do the general assessments, and then prescribe you medication. But if it becomes worse and probably you're taken in A&E and there's interventions done, then you might be hit by a bill of thousands and thousands of pounds. So that is one thing you're supposed to know if you're coming as a visitor. And again, if you're coming as a visitor, something I find like you have to, like, okay, like if you know, because I have my mom and she comes to visit frequently. It's important if there's medications and things that those people uses, please kindly let them know to bring them in, because it might be a simple amoxicillin, but you have to go and get prescribed. And it's not easy. Mostly after the COVID situation, it's very hard to even see a GP face to face. Yeah. And because they might not want to, for me, they have a health history. Yeah, they have my health history, so they might say I've been using that prescription because of this and this. But if it's someone who is new, or someone who has come to visit, they might want to see the person face to face and so on. And those are the things that at the moment it still work. Face-to-face appointments are like gold at the moment, and I hope that gets sorted. Because things, people are deteriorating, or some diseases are being realized when it's too late, because you call in and this thing changed things a lot. Face-to-face. And this is another thing, like I would like to say, I'm Kenyan, and in Kenya, if I can pay for my own medication, I'll just walk in and they will see me. But here, like I said, you have to register with a GP. So you cannot just walk in. What I said, maybe you might walk in, is A&Es. Because it's an emergency situation. But locally, if it's for prescription or headache, or you don't know what is happening with you and you need to see a doctor, you have to see your GP first. So that means you have to be registered with a medical center within your locality, and then they will refer you to, they will give you a referral. So that's another downside of it. And another thing, if you're coming like for work or relocating for work, that's why you pay for it's called an insurance. You pay for insurance, which is not a small amount of money. Yeah. And you will find like you will pay yearly. The how many years you're working here, you'll be paying for it. So it's not entirely free. So if you're visiting or coming to work, unless you're told otherwise by your employer, it's not free. It's not free. We've been in Germany, and I know in Germany, because you pay the insurance, you pay the health insurance while inviting someone, so they can come here, get poorly or get sick. In Germany, you take them to it has happened before with a member of family. You take them to the hospital. They were actually admitted in hospital, and we called the insurance, and the insurance paid. But it's not the same case in the UK. Yeah. So if you're a visitor, unless you have your own, insurance, you've taken your own travel insurance, or you've paid, of course, if you're coming to relocate, then you have paid the surcharge for medical insurance, or what is expected of you. But for the one that I'm saying, it's free. It's free for citizens. It's free for people seeking asylum that have legally sought for asylum. Then they're in the government records. Yeah. So that's a downfall for me, because back home, I know if I have money, I'll walk in a hospital. I don't have to be, I don't have to be registered with anyone. I'll just go to any hospital. Yeah. So that is hospital. The third one, we're going to look at education. So education, it's a plus, because like I said, the education that the children in primary school are going through here, I think it's from year 1 to year, 12 or something. It's the GCSE education going back in Africa or Kenya, and you're paying thousands, millions of money for your child to go through. So for me, I feel, because probably if I was in Kenya, I would not be in a position to take my child there. Maybe I'll be in a position, who knows, but maybe I'll not. So for you, just being a common mwananchi, or being a normal citizen, and your child is gaining that education, then I feel is a plus. However, A child that is 0 to 5 years or 0 to 3 years is the most expensive. I don't want to say, I was about to say commodity, but it's a child. It's the most expensive age while you're in the UK. Because remember, when a child, those children go to daycare, they have to go to daycare if you have to survive. Yes, child minding or daycare. So, the last time I checked, I've been a childminder before, so I can speak through experience. You undergo through trainings and you undergo through something called Healthsector. They come and check your home. They come and check what things you have in place for your children, for the children you're looking after, what you have to keep them safe, the paperwork you have to cover them, everything, do you have enough space, and so on and so forth. And daycare, some daycares, like I said, they can take from 3 months to 6 months. So you will find the average payment per hour for a child is £4 and above in the area that I am in. So that means if you're working you're a full-time parent, you are most likely to pay even £1,000 a month for one child or one baby. £1,000 and even above, because it depends on with how many hours you are leaving your child with daycare, in the daycare, or with a childminder. So this brings me to say that you can imagine if you are paying like £1,000 for one child, and maybe you have multiple children like your friend here. How much do you think you'll be spending in childcare? So childcare is one of the most expensive things in the UK. If you survive that, be sure you will survive anything in the UK. Yeah. Another thing you will find, and that is the reason why I've put childcare there. It's because it's child growth and it will go like that with their education. But like I said again, when they are 3 years, if both parents are working, then they can stay in school. In school, they're given 6 free hours by the government. But again, it's limited because it's only when 2 parents are working. And of course, if you're the only parent who is working, because let's respect the fact that a family does not always involve mother, father, and children. There can be father and children or mother and children. Okay. So when your child grows and your child now starts reception, they go, because from nursery they go to reception and then they go to year 1. So yeah, so it's nursery. So it's nursery, then reception, year 1. Yeah. So that reception. So reception is where you're given the 3 hours. Reception is where you're given 3 hours if it's, you know, you are not eligible. But if both parents are working, or if you're the only parent, then you can claim the other 3 hours to make it 6 hours. So when a child starts school at 9 in the morning, then you pick them at 3. But again, if you calculate that, those are not enough hours sometimes to be at work. So that means before 9 and after 3, you might have to chip in your pocket and pay for the extra cash. And of course, it's never like in my children's school. I think they charge from 3 to 4:30. 3 to 4:30. I think they charge around £7. 3 to 4:30, which is like 3:10, because remember school, they finished school at 3, yeah. So 3 to 4:30, that 1.5 hours, they charge around £7. That is for one child. So you can imagine if you have 2 or 3 children. If you have 2, which in that school I have 2, then that is £14. Yeah, that is £14. Remember, sometimes they did breakfast club. That's a lot of money. And you haven't paid for the baby, because I have a baby who is 1. That is the most expensive one. So you can see it's very easy to find that you're only working for childcare in the UK. And that's why I did a content, and I will do a new content to show you what available options of childcare you can have, so that you can survive and not find yourself in that limbo. Either you choose not to work because there's no point of working for zero money, or you're working but probably you're taking £0 at home, but we can see you working. And also, it's not a nice feeling, you know. We don't mind paying. Actually, I don't mind paying for childcare, but again, reasonable childcare. Yeah. But if the childcare is too much, that's why you will you'll rather have instead of paying, like, probably you're paying 700, 800, 900 in nursery, and also you're paying at school, you're paying more money for the children that are going to school because of breakfast club and after school. So you find you would rather have someone in the house. Yeah, that's why you find people looking for nannies and other people looking for au pairs, which is equally expensive, but it has its own advantages, because again, you won't wake your children up very early to go and drop them in their respective places and so on and so forth, because someone will do it for you. Anyway, like we said, that's a story for another day, but I just want to show you the growth of that child in education wise. So anyway, they go to school, they start school and so on. It's free. They go to secondary, it's free. They go to university, unless your child doesn't want to continue with university. Again, university, it's up to them. They apply for the education fund. They are funded by the government until a certain age, a certain time when they can pay back the money. And like I said, that money, you will have to pay it. But if it's when you work enough, you've worked enough, you are earning enough for them to deduct the money they want to deduct, if I'm making sense. Yeah, so that's how it is education wise. The downfall is that not everyone will be able to access. If you're coming in, like if you come in to work, if you're relocating to work, then your child will be able to go to school for free. Yeah, if you're together. But you, as an adult, you cannot come here and start applying for for student finance to pay for your uni or your PhD. Yeah, you do not qualify for it because it's only for citizens. Yeah, but your child, under the visa, they have to go through school, so you don't have to worry about your children. But you are limited until you become a citizen, or when you get your indefinite leave to remain, then you are able to apply for the funds and go to uni. However, it doesn't mean that you cannot go to uni. You can go to uni as an international student, which is very, very expensive. Yeah, if you are from if you are like an international student, you might find you are paying you are paying, let's say, 3/4 maths. You are paying up to two. Here they pay, depending on the course, like if it's let's say it's a nursing course, it's £9,250 a year. But as an international student, you might find you're paying around £13,000, £14,000, £15,000, depending on the uni. Again, it's up to you to do your investigations. So education wise, you can see there is limitation, because your child, of course, if you are relocating, can go to school. However, for you, you have to go to school as an international student, or you wait until you qualify for the government to fund your education. Okay, so there's a point I missed on the juicy part and blah 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 about UK, but this point again, I will check. It's the welfare of the children. The welfare of the children is not the welfare of the children is important in UK. Without forgetting, it goes hand in hand with the welfare of women. Yeah, mothers and children. I'm not joking or kidding. And dogs comes first. Yeah, but the reason why it goes on the juicy part there. It should go to that part, but someone mentioned it on the comment section, but I did not put it there. I had missed it, but I will mention here. The reason why it's juicy there, it's because a lot of women feel that they don't have their way out because they are probably they feel they have nowhere to go. They are not they don't feel confident to live their life. They forget they get married, they forget who they are, they forget they had a life before the marriage thing and so on, or the relation. Yeah. And when it comes, depending on where you are, where you live, when it comes that you're being physically because abuse is so diverse. It can be physically, psychologically, emotional, financially. It's so diverse. It's so diverse. So you might be going all this, but you're unemployed. You don't have enough awareness about your rights. You don't have enough confidence to start again. You have a community or social life that that dictates your life, or they feel that they can judge your life depending on how you live your life as a married woman, and you feel that you cannot let people down by leaving the marriage, and so on and so forth. So you find that people and people going through a lot of things, and which are even leading, if you're in Kenya, you've seen so many things, a relationship leading to death because you are told you're going to be killed and you never left because you're wondering what I will say. You're wondering what I will say, and what your mom will say, and what the community will say, and what the church members will say. So you are left there to die. Remember, even when you die, we will be there to say, and why did she leave? Yeah. So that is what is happening. So the welfare here enables you, if you are courageous enough, you can start again. Yeah. If you're it doesn't matter which kind, if you're a male or female, because we said we will look at all families. If you're a family of father and children, or mother and children, or father and mother and children. So depending who feels or who is being abused, they can look for support, and the welfare will support them. It might not be the most conducive environment to live in, but it will be an environment that you can start again and you can support, because you'll be under the government and you can be offered protection, because where you live, the person that is threatening you will not be able to go there, and your address is kept secret. You are also, your children also are able to go through school, and they can also access what is it called, psychological help, and so on and so forth. That is the welfare and so on. However, it is not as sweet or as easy as it sounds. Yeah. So of course you get to lose a lot, because maybe you had bought a home. Now you have to probably sell the home so that you can, everyone can part ways. Or sometimes you find that someone wants to take an advantage of you. So they would just say that you're abusing them and so on. Because remember, here we don't just go straight. I know you're not in pain, yeah? Pain, because pain is what I say I am feeling, yeah? Yeah. And if you are working health, if you're a health practitioner or you work in health, that is what we are expected to understand. Even if you come in and I look at you and I feel like you look okay, blah, 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 but you're saying in pain, then you're supposed to be treated for that pain. Pain is what you say you're feeling. And it's the same thing. You will find that someone can say someone has abused them, or someone has done this and this and this, but there might not be evidence. And you might find that the person saying they're being abused is the person that is abusing the other. Yeah. But they know if they bring the whole thing like this, then they might be able, if it's someone who wants to ruin you, then they might be able to ruin you in that thing, because You understand? It's all psychological. Yeah. So if someone says they're in pain, or if someone says this and this and this, you cannot tell them otherwise. And remember, how we carry a mental illness in some parts of the world, it's not how they're carried in Europe countries. Europe countries yes, people have mental illness, and it's taken very, very seriously. Yes. So you see, I don't know if you understand what I mean. So it can be two other way. So if you're genuinely asking for support and you need support, there is support for you. However, the same support might be used to ruin someone else's life. Yeah, because you've said this and this and this. And remember, because I cannot tell you that you're not in that pain, I cannot tell you that you're not mentally ill, I cannot tell you that you're so they will take that word for it. And by the time the other party probably they have proof and say that I didn't do this and this and this, everything is so wrong. So I can't remember who pointed about the awareness of welfare and blah 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 blah, but I've done it here in this content, and I hope you understand me. So in UK and in Europe, most European countries, I do appreciate their welfare, but again, it goes two other way. It can be a good thing, or it can fall on the negative way. Yeah. So this video seemed to be very, very long. Again, let's check on another thing. We are going to look after. Someone will ask me, you've lived in Germany, you've lived in the UK, and have you ever been racially abused? Ah, should I say the truth? I said this is the untold truth. Racial abuse is there. Yes, it is there. But the only difference is the way it's done. Unless you're clever enough to know what is going on, you might never know that it's being done. And what do I mean, like, for this? I'll give an example. You might find your place of work. When new people come in, you are being told, oh, Jerry, Sonia, Nina, can you show them around and show them what we do? And you find that you're the one inducting the person for the first week, right? And then remember, that is not your position. It's probably because you've been there enough. You have the qualification, but the position probably is not there. When the position comes, yeah, that position comes, like, for you to be able to be paid for actually what you're doing, like inducting people and blah, blah, blah. You won't get the job. And you'll be asking yourself, but how comes they see it relevant for me to show people around, for me to do this and this? Why am I told when that person is not in? Why am I always told to go and do whatever she does for the day because she's not in? That means because I'm good. I'm equally very good. But you will not get the job. Has it happened before? Of course it has happened before. Yeah? Do you feel like you have to do 150% to prove something? Yes. Which is very wrong. Yeah? So someone will be doing the same thing with you, but you have to do it 150%, and they might even question it because there's something that is going behind their mind. Why are you capable of doing it? Would you go and see this has happened in Germany, and this has happened to me and one of my friends? I know if you're here or you watch this, you know yourself. She was she was sitting on in the bus, and a child pointed and was like, oh, look at her, she's very dirty. Yeah, she's very dirty. Leave alone that one. You can go in bus here and no one comes and sits next to you. Yes. So what do you call that? Yeah, unless it's not direct. Rarely would you find someone coming directly, because let me tell you why. because it's not tolerated by the law. And if someone does that to you and you feel it's not right, if you feel that whatever someone is doing is not right and can be categorized as racial abuse, take it far, because it's a crime. It's not right. So by law, it's not tolerated. But some people still do it. Don't get me wrong. Most people are very good. Actually, most people are very good. Do you find this even in working areas, like the people you are looking after? Oh, yeah. And they even ask you, how did you end up in this country? Yeah, because their mind, how they perceive where you came from. They don't think you have enough knowledge or enough ability or capability to be looking after them. So they will ask you how you came here, why you born here, and so on and so forth. I've had people asking me, is Kenya really deprived? Do you know what that means? But if you look at it, again, it comes to very, very ignorant people which think Kenya is a country, which think Africa is a continent. Yeah. So again, and I want to correct you. That's why we should be very, very careful. So like I said, it happens. It's not direct, but if you're clever enough, or you can, because you're human, you will feel it, and you will learn when what people are doing is not the right way, or how they're treating you is not the right way. Take the necessary precautions, the necessary measures, because you are the one that can only change what is happening. We don't want our children, they don't know any better, or they don't know they don't know anything about, like, yes, they might be born from African parents, or they might be born from Nepalese, or they might be born from Indian, or they might be born from Mexican parents, but they do not know what is going out there. They were born here, so what they know is what is here. But they might be treated the same way because of their color. So what does that mean? It is you and me and that one and so on and so forth to act. If something is done and it's not right, then it's necessary to act. Yeah, you act on it, because like I said, there is law, and the law does not tolerate that. Everyone should be treated. There is equity. Yeah, there is equity. Okay, so, and this is what I wanted to say. We have again to be careful. Probably we feel more bad. Is it because it's color? But how do we treat us? How do we treat each other's, and we look the same? We have the same colors. We have something called tribalism, which is equally as bad. Actually, it's even worse than what we are calling racism. Let's be clever, because you are hating on your brother because they are from a different tribe. You are ready even to kill or to do anything the worst to them, and you are the same countrymen, because of some things that you don't even understand, for example, politics. And then you're feeling bad if you go to another country and they treat you differently. I don't know if I'm making sense. Sometimes it's because of what we've portrayed or shown. Yeah. So anyway, we won't dwell much on that, but I wanted to say it's there. It's not as obvious, but if you experience it, please take action. Yeah, guys, this video has been so long. Anyway, if I've forgotten something, please add it on the comment section. If you want me to give my own opinion or experience about it, please let me know. Until next time, please be kind, be safe, and be blessed. Check out.
kuna mtu leo analala ndani, si unajua kuna vitu mbili haziachani, ndovu kuna msitu, na msitu si unajua ni gani, akiwa lai mbio za nyani leo zinaishia jangwani. Baby unani bamba ukisonga. Kuna mtu leo analala ndani, si unajua kuna vitu mbili haziachani, ndovu kuna msitu, na msitu si unajua ni gani, akiwa lai mbio za nyani leo zinaishia jangwani. Baby unani bamba ukisonga. Kuna mtu leo analala ndani, si unajua kuna vitu mbili haziachani, ndovu kuna msitu, na msitu si unajua ni gani, akiwa lai mbio za nyani leo zinaishia jangwani. Baby unani bamba ukisonga.